Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, in honor of the most amazing ruby skin I have ever seen in my life, and you know what you saw in the very beginning of this video, I am kind of going back to my first main that I ever played in this game, which was Ruby. I have been just a Ruby lover from day one. When I first started playing the game, I just kind of remember just being really obsessed with, people who had her and just, kind of being jealous that I didn't have her. And I was so sad that, I had to, wait until I, got her. I think they changed her. I could have swore when I started playing, she was 4,500 trophies to unlock. But I think on my alt, she's like 1,000 trophies to unlock. I might just be like mixing it up, but I could have swore she was like 4,500 trophies to unlock before. I'm not sure, but neither here nor there. But she's not one that you can just like unlock right away. You do have to just, play the game just a little bit before you can get her. But for the longest time, she didn't have any skins. And I remember being so, bummed about it. And the one that I'm playing with now is the first one that the game actually came out with and this is her lucky draw skin. I remember just being so excited for it. I think it is probably one of the best skins in the game, and not just because it's Ruby. The detail in the skin itself is just phenomenal, but kind of shifting a little bit in the beginning, the couple photos that I posted before, the gameplay started. So we don't know too much about that particular skin just yet. If you don't know, there's a couple videos out already, and I debated doing a video about all the new skins, but there were so many that were already made. So there really was no point, and it kind of defeated the purpose. So I just, didn't bother with it. So there's plenty of videos out there if you haven't seen it. But with the Valentine's Day update, getting close, and then the mid-season update, I believe next week, maybe the week after, there will be, a mid-season video on the actual T3 channel. So you'll just have to kind of stay tuned for that. I'm not exactly sure when that is coming out, but I'm sure they'll then, announce about, the event and everything like that. But we don't know too much about, the skins themselves and, what's going to come out first and what's not. But for the Ruby skin, there's not much information other than just kind of those couple pictures that we have. We have the Ruby skin itself, no name that I know of for the skin, and then the couple of cards, you can see the front of her cards and then the back of her cards, and then what her cards would look like, on her belt. So as of right now, that's kind of what we're working with the skin. I am just utterly obsessed with it. I hope it doesn't turn into the chemist skin. So there was a chemist skin that was supposed to be released a couple months back, along with like that new annoying shell skin where she has like the weird like mohawk side shaved head one, and then like the Sushi Victor. When all of those skins came out, in the video that they released with all those skins, there was a blue chemist skin that they initially released. They never actually released that skin, but then the winter update came out and then they released the furry chemist skin. So I personally think they kind of messed up in the sense of they just released the skins wrong, in the sense of for that first event with like that Victor and the shell and all of that. I think they mixed it up, and then when they, wanted to make that chemist furry skin, they knew no one would buy the Chemist Furry skin if that other skin was available. So I'm really hoping, though, that this Ruby skin doesn't end up like that, you know, Chemist skin, and we never see it. I am hoping that that is not the case. But if it is the case, I hope maybe later on down the road it maybe makes a reappearance. But from the looks of it, it really does look like a Valentine's Day skin. So I'm hoping that it's either like an event skin or, you know, a lucky draw skin, even if it's like an arcade skin, which I hope isn't necessarily the case. But I mean, if it is, it is. I'll just kind of try and save my sub points for it. So we don't really have, you know, too much information to go on with it. I'm just kind of making assumptions in honor of this amazing skin that I hope will be coming out. I am just playing Ruby. I really enjoy Ruby. I know not a lot of people do. I feel like I use Ruby really, really well. I feel like I really utilize her barriers kind of a lot better than maybe a lot of people give her credit for. I know a couple of people, they're like, oh, you know, she has no survivability and she's just not very good and kind of everything like that. But I mean, she's really good, I think, if you know how to use her barriers like in the right way, because in these games you're gonna see there's been so many times that I should have been dead, and you know, her barriers come in clutch. And one of the good things as well is her passive, if you don't know, it reduces the damage that you take. So, you know, snipers, Ling and Osa, they can't one-shot you in the head. So everyone and their moms plays, you know, at least a Ling and an Osa every match, it feels like. So if you are playing Ruby in, you know, games, it's really nice because you know that if you're by your barrier within, you know, the little range that you can see, you know you're not going to be headshot and you're not going to be killed. So it's really nice to just know that you have that protection. So I really do like playing her, but sometimes it does suck because when you do play with people who, you know, play flankers and like fast-paced characters, it sucks because while Ruby is good for, you know, she's a good, I think, kind of support character because you can throw your barriers, like if a flanker is kind of coming back and they're one shot and you know they're being chased, you can throw her barriers up and like do some damage to deter the people who are chasing them and whatnot and everything like that. She's very useful in doing a lot of different things other than just being like a vanguard tank, whatever they labeled her as. I think she's really good for a lot of different things and not just a tank hero. I think she definitely takes a lot of skill to kind of know, you know, when to use her barriers and everything like that. And I think at one point, you know, I pushed her to, I think, 3,500 trophies. I haven't done that in a while. Like, it has been a while. But I have kept her up in probably like the 13 to 1,400 range pretty much since I've started, you know, playing her. So I would say I play her quite a bit. I really do enjoy playing her. She's probably one of the solid staples that I will always like go back to. So I would say I feel like I have enough experience with her to be able to kind of give that information, you know? Okay, so in this gameplay with the Osa and the Ling and the Scotty, they were beyond annoying. This Scotty was just really weird and I did not like her. I don't know, it was just a weird game. And this Ling, I think, was trying to be a little sweathead and it wasn't really working in her favor. Was getting a little annoyed with the Ling and the Scotty, mainly because the Osa was just horrible. The Osa was so bad. The Osa reminded me of me in the sense of like missing all your shots, because that's literally me when I play him. But like the Scotty like wasn't good, but for some reason was hitting me every time with her ult. Even if I would like jump and move, it wouldn't matter, she would still hit me. And it just, I don't know, like it was just an odd game. And my teammates, I was playing with the JJ, so I wasn't worried about the JJ, but the Ling on my team was a random, and I don't necessarily know what they were doing, but I don't think that they were hitting their shots. So then, it's basically, like 2v3 to a degree. The Ling and the Scotty, I think, were playing as a team because they were kind of always, you know, around each other and playing together. I don't know if it was just good randoms playing together or what, but it definitely gave me, teammate vibes in the sense of, they were, teammates and they knew each other. I could be wrong, but the main point I kind of wanted to talk about this game in particular is, I'll point it out, there is a point in this game where I can't even believe it happened, and I'm so glad I was actually recording when it did happen. But Ling's second ult, if you don't know, it's like that obnoxious tornado that like sends you up in the air and it does damage and like sends you flying and whatnot, and it's so stupid. Her ult, she got so lucky, and I mean, it's just one of those things that I feel like if I wasn't recording, I don't think anyone would probably believe me. And I think it was just one of those things that if, I wasn't recording, it kind of would have just been one of those things that you would have just had to have been there to have witnessed it. When we got back to lobby, I think I had typed in the chat, I was like, there is no way. And they're like, oh, that was such a, bum move or whatever. And I'm like, what? No. Like, that was so funny. But definitely like 10 out of 10, pure highlight of the night, I think, for sure. But it's coming up really soon, and you're just gonna have to witness it. Right now, she got so lucky. She sent us up in the air, and she sent all three of us over the map, and she killed every single one of us. She sent us all over the map and we all died. And we all just went, nice, nice, nice. Like, is that not the most obnoxious thing ever? It was amazing. Like, props to her, like, that was the luckiest ult I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm glad I got it, recorded. But at the same time, I was so annoyed. I was like, ain't no way she just did that. Like, there's just no way she just did that. But I will say I have not really been playing Ruby too much. Just because I feel like kind of the more, the game grows and everything, which is absolutely fantastic, the more kind of and the player base grows, the more flankers appear. And while Ruby can hold her own in the correct hands of players who can play her well, it still just sucks though, because then she's not a fast-paced character. I personally will play Ruby a little on the aggressive side because, I mean, if you don't know, Ruby does more damage up close than she does far away. She's really good for, pick damage far away. She can definitely be annoying and a nuisance from far away, but she definitely does a lot of damage up close. So I really do like it when people try and push me up close, and then I can play my barriers really well. I would say I'm probably one of the best barrier players when it comes to Ruby. Up close playing with her, I would say I'm probably about top 10 with her. I know how to play them really, really well with her, and I don't think people realize the amount of damage she does up close. I think a lot of people see her as kind of weak, and in retrospect, yes, she's weak far away. She is not that strong far away, she's just more annoying far away, which is true. She is very weak far away. I think it's just kind of one of those things that she's just a misunderstood, character. And I think it was kind of the same with the Broccoli Man. I personally didn't see a whole lot of people playing him too much until, recently, or within the last couple of, weeks to even months. And then all of a sudden, everyone's playing him. I see him a lot more because I think people finally realized, oh, he's actually, pretty good. His damage is pretty good. His splash damage is pretty good. So I think it's just, one of those things that people just don't realize kind of how good the character is. And, maybe in due time, people will realize how good she is. Ruby's good. Don't let anyone tell you differently.
Your team is about to win.
Good job.
Triple kill. Victory.
In this gameplay, I hate playing against 8 Ball, against Ruby. That would be I guess kind of the only downfall to Ruby is 8 Ball, just because of his shield being so much HP and then his body being so much HP. And she has decent health, and her barriers are decent health as well, but he puts down that shield and he's full health and she's half health. He'll melt her, and it's really unfortunate. And I would say that he's probably her one solid catalyst is 8 Ball, because his shield will eat her ult. Fort's shield, I would say, probably eats her ult as well. I don't really run into Fort's so much anymore ever since his nerf. Before his nerf, I would say his shield would definitely eat her ult a bit more as well, but not so much, as 8 Balls would. But this match was really annoying because this Mark, he was kind of trying to be, a little sweathead as well. And nothing's more obnoxious than a Mark that's not particularly good, but a Mark that will kind of chase you for no reason and tries to be good. I will say though, I will use Ruby's ult to break 8 Ball's shield if he's being really annoying. So if he's just standing there allowing a sniper or Judex or Scotty or any like super high damage dealer like Hunter or, you know, Sindri, just to stand there and deal massive damage, I will use my ult to break that shield because her ult's really good at doing that. So I'll use it, you know, defensively if needed. And it, you know, just depends, you know, game to game if, you know, that's kind of the route that's needed. You know, everything, use common sense, you know, use your game awareness. If, you know, that's what's needed, that's what's needed. I will say though, I have noticed that me, myself, I don't know what it is, but for some reason I have been getting so like disoriented on like these smaller maps. I don't know what it is, but I keep getting so turned around and I don't know what spawn is what. I don't know which side is which. So I'll just be like standing there and I'll like start like turning around and I'm like, I don't know what spawn, like where are they coming from or anything like that. It just, in some games like that I, you know, will just be playing by myself or playing with friends, I'll just be kind of like standing there and I'll be like, where am I going? You know, I'll just be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. On that note, I hope everyone is excited for the Valentine's Day events. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next one.
Triple kill. Your team is about to win.